Okay, hello again VC and other record junkies. Uncle Roddus with another video again. Not a large amount of vinyl to show this week. This is pretty much the last postage come in the post this week. Is pretty much the last records that I've got on order, apart from one off Bandcamp, which the people who are supposed to be sending it to me are not replying and not sending it. It's been well over a month, so we'll have to do something about that pretty soon. Anyway, also I've got some CDs to show this week that have turned up. Now, first of all, this one turned up this week finally in the post. This is the Blonde on Blonde Revisited Mojo magazine. Proudly presents Bob Dylan's classic 1966 album. It's covered by a bunch of hand-picked artists. It's a double LP, of course, so it covers the whole thing. There's a bunch of the pictures of the people who are on the album, and also it comes out on this yellow, kind of yellowy coloured, blonde covered vinyl. This is a special edition for Mojo magazine. It is only 3,500 copies. Most overseas people outside of England probably won't see it in the shops, so we ordered them via their website. So if there are any left, get in quick. I've only had one listen to it so far. There's not any versions that completely knocked me out like I have heard in the past on some other records that have Bob Dylan covers, but it's nice. It's good, well done, and some of the artists, Malcolm Middleton, Chip Taylor, some of them I haven't heard of. Steve Gunn I've heard of, Riley Walker I've heard of, Phosphorescent. But a few of the others I haven't really heard of. I know Jim O'Rourke. Promised Land Sound I don't know. My Darling Clementine I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, no, definitely worth having. I'm most impressed. Also came with the magazine itself with a special limited edition signed cover. I'm assuming that only comes out with the actual record. And then I got this little wee poster thing with it as well. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to have that. In the background playing is this here. This is Orchestra of Spheres. This is a New Zealand band. This is their latest album out from 2016 on Fire Records. This is, I don't know what you call it, post-rock. I think I've heard the term used. So a little bit of vocals, probably mostly instrumental, but it's a pretty cool album. I like it, and yeah, looking forward to getting to know that a bit more. So recently I have found a New Zealand record label called Rattle, and Rattle has been going since the mid-90s, or early 90s actually for that matter, releasing mostly New Zealand based or New Zealand jazz and contemporary compositional artists CD, fairly small, fairly infrequent releases at first, and then have got to the stage now where over the last few years they've been releasing between a dozen and 20 albums a year. So not hugely prolific, but our jazz scene's not hugely big either, and our compositional scene, I guess, modern type classical music. Anyway, they have a subscription system where you sign up on their website, and you subscribe for a certain number of CDs for a 12-month period. The most being 9 CDs. You can get 3, 6, 9 CDs, I think, and that gives you quite a good discount on the cost of the CDs, and also gives you a 20% discount on everything else on their website, all their other albums. A lot of the stuff we don't see in the shops very much, so it's probably a good way of getting onto it. So anyway, I've been put on to one of their records on their site by Chris Walker again, and this is a lady called Eva De Castro Robinson. This album is called I Stayed a Minute, and it's a fairly short record, only about 26 minutes. It's sort of a collaboration between her and a photographer, so there's a book inside this of photography by Harvey Benge, and the performances by Dean Sky Lucas. I've never heard of any of these people. De Castro Robinson lives on Waiheke Island, not far from Chris Walker, I understand. This album is a limited edition of something like 50, maybe 100 copies. Yeah, it's piano, classical piano type music, and it's really good. I really like it actually. It's quite powerful. I wanted to get my hands on that, and also the only other LP is in vinyl wise from the Rattle is this one called Redaction by Richard Nuns and Mark Lockett. This was in 2015, so yeah, last year. Hopefully they'll be releasing a few more vinyl things. This is kind of like, again, it's more experimental in the modern compositional, but almost world music vein actually in some ways, but pretty out there. So pleased to have that. That also is a limited edition, although I'm not sure of the numbers on that. So that was nice because I got a 20% discount off that through my subscription, and also got CD copies that they chucked in with the album, so that was really nice. And then they also gave me this compilation from their label from 2012. It's got 24 tracks, and I've never seen a CD run for 90 minutes, but that one does. So I was redeeming some of my subscription CDs, and I've got the three CDs, plus I brought one of their CDs that was on the subscription list. So that's this one here. This is East West Moon by Jonathan Crawford. So this is a piano bass drums trio. Yeah, this is really nice. It's quite esoteric jazz. This one here is called the Jack the Green Hour. Phil Broadhurst Quintet, Panacea, and Diaglis Chris Mason Bailey group. And this is a little bit more experimental. Anyway, these are really good CDs. I'm really impressed. This label is kind of like New Zealand's version. In some ways it's New Zealand's version of maybe ECM Records, or even John Zorn's Zadok. Probably more ECM. The jazz isn't hugely avant-garde, but it's really nice, modern, contemporary jazz. And the other sort of music from the CD compilations in those two LPs is quite out there and more experimental and interesting. So yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the packaging. There's heavy duty cardboard sleeves, little books inside them. On some of them, like this one here, has got a wee booklet inside it, some photographs and the other information. But these are really nice CDs, really well packaged and reasonably well priced. So yeah, I'm gonna be hitting their back catalogue because I've been looking for New Zealand jazz and really keen to get into some and get to know it a bit better, because it's not a really publicised scene here in New Zealand. Most of it seems to be based in Wellington. This is Rattle album records. Rattle Records is actually based and funded partly through the University of Victoria University in Wellington. Actually, yeah, there it is. So it's actually tied up with them and their music school up there, which is interesting because there's actually quite a large jazz school attached to the Christchurch Polytechnic here in Canterbury, and I suspect some of these guys have probably come from there. As a matter of fact, the Jack must be I'm assuming it's a Christchurch outfit, because they recorded this here in one of the studios at Christchurch, so they were probably old all jazz school alumni. So I'm really pleased about that. I'm really pleased with Rattle Records. I'm really going to hit their catalogue. I've still got to redeem 6 CDs of my subscription. So while I'm doing that, I'll also purchase a few of their other ones and build up a nice collection. So that's fairly short and sweet this week. And to be honest, there's just one more album in the post which hasn't shown up, and I'm not sure when I'm getting that because they haven't been replying to me. So, I nearly forgot another CD that turned up this week. YSC. This is a Christchurch band from 1980s. They were around from about 1981 to 1984. This is a compilation CD. They actually only ever released one EP, which I used to have a copy of, and the 6 or 7 songs from that EP are all on this. The rest of the stuff, compilation, is 16 tracks. The rest of it's just I don't know, demos and other live recordings that had been made. This came out through Failsafe Records. YSC used to stand for Youth for Christ, but they got a little bit of trouble about that, so they just shortened it to YSC. This is great music. It's great post-punk, you know, really, really lovely music. Yeah, they weren't around for very long, but yeah, great New Zealand, great Christchurch band actually. So that's cool. And that's me. All right, have a good day. Thank you.